What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel and another episode of Weekend Watch, where I'm giving you all the latest box office news and updates. Everyone wants to know, how did Eternals perform despite having the lowest Rotten Tomato score in the history of all MCU films? It's currently sitting at 48% Rotten Tomato by critics. However, I should note, audience score is at 81%. So it's clear that the fans are responding to this film, but critics are not. Well, despite that low Rotten Tomato score of 48%, Eternals managed to bring in, it actually tied with Shang-Chi's opening weekend, $71 million domestically, and currently sitting at $161 million worldwide. So what is the problem with Eternals? Why aren't critics responding to this film? And why are some MCU fans not really thrilled with the latest installments? I'm going to quickly give my thoughts about it. Instead of doing a review about this movie, I'm just going to throw out a little bit of thoughts here and there. But let me know down below your thoughts about Eternals if you went and saw it this weekend. So number one reason, it is a long running time. It's over 2.5 hours. That is one of the longest running MCU films to date. I mean, come on, it's not Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame deserved the 3 hours, but Eternals, you're pushing that time frame as well. The problem with the long run time is because of the huge amount of backstory with Eternals that we have to go through, that Chloe Zhao had to explain. Because if you are not a comic book reader and you don't know anything about the Eternals, you need to know a little bit of backstory. There is so much jam-packed into this film. That is also the main problem. You have the backstory, you have the flashbacks between present day and going back in time, and then dealing with the problems in present day, what Eternals are dealing with. There's a lot of things going on in this movie. It is a thinker, what I like to call a thinker. If you have to sit down and really analyze a film to death, that's going to turn some people off. And because there was so much involved with this movie, that is what happened. I know for myself, I did not fully understand what was going on in this film. I'm probably going to have to watch it a few more times with closed captioning because that always helps me out. But Eternals is not a horrible movie. It definitely does not deserve below 50% on Rotten Tomato. I think this is the people's chance to really dog on Marvel for the very first time, because DC has gotten a lot of the brunt of that, and now it's Marvel's turn. They finally went outside of the box with Chloe Zhao as a director, and they're not following the specific MCU formula. So because of those reasons, all those reasons combined, I think resulted in the low Rotten Tomato score. But like I said, I'm really curious about your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think of Eternals and what went wrong with this movie. But so far, nothing's really going wrong at the box office because it did bring in $71 million. But bringing up the number 2 spot is Dune. Dune is holding in with $7.6 million. However, it dropped another 51% from last weekend. So that's extremely disappointing. It has not even reached $100 million domestically. I said this last week. I'm going to say it again. I expected way more out of Dune. They were marketing this like crazy. It seemed like the fans were all about it. But where were you guys? You did not show up to the theater. It seems like a lot of you chose to stay home and watch it on HBO Max, which is nothing wrong with that. But also remember, we have to support our movie theater. So it's really going to be interesting to see how movies perform in 2022 now that HBO Max will take that off the table. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more competition at the box office, but it's unfortunate for Dune. It hasn't even reached 100 million in 3 weekends. That is disappointing. But not disappointing is No Time to Die. No Time to Die is still holding in the 3rd spot with 6.1 million. Extremely impressive. In the 4th and 5th spot, we have Venom 2 with 4.4 million. Another movie that just will not die at the box office. And then in the 5th spot, Ron's Gone Wrong, that tongue twister of a title, with 3.6 million. So I'm sure you're wondering, where's the epic fail of the week? And normally I would say Spencer is the epic fail of the week because I believe it was in 8th place. However, I'm not calling it an epic fail. First of all, it's a small movie in general. barely any advertising for it. I wasn't expecting a huge turnout for Spencer, and it only debuted in 996 theaters. So considering it brought in $2 million, I don't think it's an epic failure. It's not blowing my socks off by any means, but it's not an epic failure. Other movies that should have done better, like Antlers and Last Night in Soho, those are epic failures. And by the way, they failed to gain any kind of audience this past weekend, so they are definitely failures of the year. So what is debuting at the box office this coming weekend? Well, let me tell you, Eternals has another weekend to do major business because the two main titles debuting are Clifford the Big Red Dog. Did you know that was coming out? And also Belfast. You would know if you watched my video that I put out last week, but in case you did not, who would know these movies are coming out? I've seen no advertising or marketing whatsoever. I think I saw one trailer. That was it for Clifford the Big Red Dog before Eternals. So nothing like last minute marketing. But in case you do not want to go and see either one of those movies, this is an exciting week for streaming. There is so many options available to you this weekend. Starting on Netflix, on Wednesday we have Passing, and then on Friday, Red Notice. This is the movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds. So I'm probably going to watch that this weekend. My mom is a fan of Gal Gadot and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, so that's definitely going to be on our list. Over on HBO Max, there is Boogie. I'm assuming that's going to debut on Saturday. Then on Disney Plus, November 12th is Disney Plus Day. There's a lot of new content debuting on that day, but that is a notable day because that is the day that Shang-Chi is debuting on Disney Plus at no extra cost. It is right from the theater to Disney Plus for free. But not only that, you're also going to get Jungle Cruise at no extra cost. It's been on Premier Access, but now on Friday, it's going to be for free. So if you've been waiting for Jungle Cruise to go free, this Friday is the day. And also on Disney Plus, there is, amongst all the other content, Home Sweet Home Alone. I'm not going to watch that. Are you? Then on Apple TV Plus, we have an interesting, I believe it's a movie. I'm not sure if it's a TV show or a movie, but with Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell called The Shrink Next Door. Seems a little bit different, so I'm curious about that one, even though I don't have Apple TV Plus. And then on Paramount Plus, if you don't want to see Clifford the Big Red Dog in theaters, it's going to debut same day on Paramount Plus, but they also have on Sunday, Adele, One Night Only. So like I told you, tons of content this weekend on streaming. And if you want, go and try to see the Eternals once again this weekend because it's not a bad movie. A lot of people are dogging on it. It's a little confusing, but if you can get beyond that, it is enjoyable to watch. So that is everything going on this weekend. Let me know down below what you plan on watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.